Hi, this is Erling with Travel Trail Sail. I'm pretty excited today. We're going to be installing a backup camera on our travel trailer. Judy and I have been camping in travel trailers for over 10 years now. And believe it or not, we've never had a backup camera. When we got our Grand Design Transcend a few years back, it came pre-wired for one, and we said, hey, we should get one of those. It was even on our Christmas wish list, and we finally broke down and got one this year. So what we're going to do is get that installed, test it out, and give you a review of how it worked for us. Why are we getting a backup camera? After all these years of camping, we haven't had one, and we've done just fine. Well, it's a nice to have. When we get to a campground, most of the campsites are back in. Every once in a while you'll find a pull-through campsite, but most of the time you're backing in, and it helps to have a spotter to make sure that you park in the right place, that you don't hit anything like a tree or a branch on your way in. But sometimes I do have to back by myself, and I find myself getting out of the truck to go back to make sure how much room I have behind and make sure that I'm getting in the right place. So for those times when I do have to back up alone, it'll be nice to have a camera. And even when Judy's spotting for me, it's just nice to have that second view as to what's happening behind the camper. So the camera that we decided to try is the Furrion Vision S. It comes with the Batwing camera that mounts on the back of our camper, as well as a 4.3-inch screen. The other things in the box, as we look at this, is it comes with the screen, the camera, a mount to mount the screen to the windshield of our truck, and a power cord. So pretty straightforward. Why did we choose this particular backup camera? There's a whole range of features listed on the box. The main feature we wanted was just a nice, clear video image. With a 120-degree view, the camera does have a nice wide angle. You can see on the interstate here how we can see all the lanes and several car lengths back. At 720 by 480, the camera resolution isn't bad, though there were times it could have been a little more clear. And this is a large campsite we're backing into. We could see the whole site. Another nice feature is this unit does have sound, which means when you're backing into a campsite, you can hear the spotter's directions without the need for a walkie-talkie or cell phone. So just as a summary, it came pre-wired to our camper. It's got some nice features, and we're going to check it out. The instructions say that since we bought this screen and this camera together in one kit, they should already be paired with each other, meaning we don't have to take any additional steps to have this camera show up as an option on the screen. Now, if you were installing additional cameras, then you might have to go through some steps to pair them. Once we power these on, the camera should show up on this monitor. To install the camera on the back of the camper, we just would have to take off this protective rubber cover that came with it, and then you can see that there is a power cord inside. Now they did include a power cord. If you don't have the pre-installed mount for it, there is a power cord that you would have to install to connect to power, and then you can see that there is this piece of the power cord on this end. That should already be installed on ours, and we just simply need to plug them together to power it on. And then 4 screws to mount it, and it should be all set. Let's go to the back of the travel trailer, get up on a ladder, and get this camera installed. I found the pre-wired mounting kit on the back of our travel trailer, removed the cover by removing 4 screws. It came pre-wired, just like I showed earlier, so we connected the power cord, and then installed the camera by replacing those same 4 screws. Installation was really easy. We powered on the monitor and got a no signal error. If you get this, there's 2 things you may want to check. One is to go through the pairing menu on the device to make sure that it is paired. If you see the screen on there, they're paired. A common reason for the no signal error is that your lights have to be turned to on or daytime running. They can't be on auto. One of the reasons we got this system was to help with backing. But sometimes I point towards an item, like pointing the tires at leveling blocks, and they will disappear from view. However, the camera is still helpful to see how far the distance is behind you and an object. And you can get a really nice view of an area, again like this view of a large campsite. But depending on the conditions, for example, if the sun is in front of you and your camper casts a shadow, you may still have difficulty seeing all of the objects behind you. So while this can be a useful backing aid, our recommendation is to still find a good spotter who can look behind the camper and give you directions. This observation system may be really helpful for situational awareness and safety. On a rainy day, though, your image quality may be somewhat impaired. Here's our review of the Furrion Vision S. Installation was very easy, and the windshield mount seems to hold the unit securely in place. As a rear observation unit on the highway, it seems to add a lot of value. Your picture is usually pretty clear. And it's nice to be able to see a campsite before you back in. But you may have a view impacted by the weather. You'll still definitely want a spotter. And my one complaint is the power cord. I really like how Garmin dash cams do it as a USB device instead of just a traditional plug. Overall, we're very pleased with the Furrion Vision S, and we're glad we added it to the camper. Thanks for joining us today as we installed the Furrion backup camera. Have you installed one of these? What's your experience been? We'd love to hear all about it. Why don't you leave us a comment? And thanks for joining us, and we can't wait to see you again next time.